Bruh, whose man is this?
This video is brought to you by the Spider Combat Arena. Support the Kickstarter today.
Oh my goodness. So I first came across this dude named Consciously, and let me just say, there's nothing conscious about this guy at all, okay? This dude is like what happens when you, I don't know, come across a black man and a white liberal. This is the offspring, because the stuff he says in this video, I mean, it is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, bruh. It is far out there. It is like some Scientology, just nonsense, just absolute freaking white liberal progressive drivel. That's what this is. Now, I did a video unconsciously a while back when it came to the brick lady. You remember the brick lady who was faking it about being, hit in the head with a brick? and all of her friends came out, and then she was arrested. There was a warrant out, right? It just absolute nonsense. And then he comes out with some bullcrap apology, which wasn't really an apology. It was just really bad. So now he's at it again. And I don't know what it is. Is he like what's the black guy's name who capes for black women and then we come to find out he was cheating on his wife the entire time? I forgot his name. But is he like the political version of that, right? For women, is that what's going on? Because he's talking about this incident with Druski. Now, I had to look it up because I know what he was talking about. What essentially happens, for those who don't know, Druski, it was a blind, I don't want to say a blind date, but essentially that's what we'll go with. And this woman looked like a clown, all right? It was a black woman who looked like a clown. And this is honestly emblematic of the entire scene of what's going on, unfortunately, in some areas where you have these women who measure their self-worth via television and Instagram, right? Via social media. And I'm just like, bruh, don't do that. You're gonna screw yourself up, all right? You're gonna mess yourself up, because that's exactly what she looked like. She had big old fake, things right here and a big old fake BBL on the back. Now, first thing that pops into my head is that's a man. You wanna know why? Because when we see such extravagant, almost like a mockery, in a sense, of the female body, we think drag queen or we think trans woman. That's what we think, because those are usually typically signs of those type of individuals, right? You have drag queen who do it way over the top, okay? It's way over top, extremely flamboyant. It's an exaggeration of a woman. And then you have, trans women who, they're not born with mammary glands and whatnot. So in some cases, they overcompensate for that, and they go all out. And it's like, you're really kind of a mockery of a woman as opposed to an actual woman. Because I'm not going to approach someone who looks like that, because I'm like, you look plastic. And usually plastic, especially in today's day and age, means trans woman. That's what it means. That's the first thing I'm going to go with, that trans woman. That's what you mean. That's what people assumed that this person was. And the woman, unfortunately had a strong jawline. So that didn't help. We'll say that. That didn't help. But that's what happened, right? Now this fool is talking about transphobia. Bruh.
Had a little incident with Druski being on Castanet's show and them being transphobic to a non-trans woman is one of the reasons why I'm such a staunch advocate against people just being able to exist how they show up.
He uses this video to talk about misogynoir and heteronormativity. Now, when I heard the heteronormativity, I knew this man had been lost. I knew this man was completely gone. There was no saving him, because that was a word that I was made familiar with in LA, okay?
And one of the reasons why I talk about misogynoir and about heteronormativity so much.
That's a word that I was made familiar with in LA, because many of these black women, unfortunately, that's how they think. Not all, but many of them are on that cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, progressivism, drag queen story out, all that, okay? That's what they are, all right? Now, of course, you expect that of a white liberal woman, right? In some cases, what do you believe in? Oh yeah, I believe in heteronormativity. Yeah, it makes sense. Now, it catches you off guard every once in a while when you come across these women and they're just like, yeah, absolutely. Why do you talk like that? That's heteronormative thinking. For those who don't know what heteronormativity is, because I didn't know, from my basic understanding, it's essentially the bias that we have in raising kids or raising people in a heterosexual standard. That's the gist of it. The heterosexual standard by which we all taught, okay? Now, why on God's green earth do you think that we may have a heterosexual standard, pimpin'? Huh? Why do you think we may have that? Do you think it's we just pulled it right out of our rear ends? Is that what you think? You think we just, maybe, we'll try that. Why do you think that? Why? Like, this is what I'm talking about, where they're so left, they're so progressive, where they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Obviously, we have a heterosexual standard. Obviously, because everything else stems from that. Okay? There would be no LGBT alphabet if it wasn't for heterosexuals, okay? If it wasn't for me and if it wasn't for you, some of you, okay? So when I hear such phrases, I'm like, yo, what is going on with my mans? What's happening to him, okay? This is sick. This is especially sick as a black man, especially as a black man. If you know your history, being conscious and everything, I would expect you to know this. So, like, if you look at the communities and our family structure and everything, for you to talk about heterosexual normativity or whatever, or heteronormativity, I'm a misogynist or what, bruh, it hurts my brain sometimes. It hurts my brain. Then what really irritated me was that he did the whole Democrat playbook. And the Democrat playbook is to link everything to black people. That's what it is. They link everything to black people. Illegals, black people, civil rights. This going on, money going on. Hey, money for Ukraine. Look at that. Civil rights. Biden walking slow. Hey, civil rights. That's what they do. They link everything to black history. That's what they do. And that's exactly what this mofo does. He tries to link this to how black women are seen as, not feminine enough or overly feminine or whatever what he was saying, or masculine. That's what it was. And I'm like, how does a trans woman who is biologically a man who believes that they're a woman, how does that correlate, pimping, to black women and how they're treated in this country?
Because I recognize the way that black women get depicted in media is always a way to kind of attack their femininity or make it like they ain't woman enough.
I'm just scratching my head because the reach, I hope you're warmed up. I know he must have warmed up, right? I know he must have been doing his stretches and everything before he took such an astronomical reach, because that is crazy. There is no correlation, none whatsoever. That is goofy talk. But then what really got me was the whole, why is it that black trans are so demonized? We demonize trans identity in this country.
We live in a climate that's demonized the trans identity so much that you literally have individuals that's in fear and paranoia of the potentiality of somebody being trans. That's crazy to me.
Listen, let me just tell you something. I'm going to tell you, everybody, let me get my thoughts before I say something that I shouldn't say. Listen, if you hear a man talking like this, please leave. Please leave, ladies. I'm just asking, please leave. Don't ask him more. Don't try and find out why he thinks that way. Please leave. That's goofy talk. That's funny talk, all right? That's lame, all right? That's the type of talk that you get a Malik Yoba, all right? Some of you women, when a dude says something funny, you just, let it, well, he didn't mean that. And then later down the road, after you got a marriage, right, after you got the ring, now you got the kids, now you're on your few years of your life have been taken away. Now you come to find out this man has been piping down the gardener. And now you want a divorce. And you be like, I can't believe this and everything. It starts with the beginning. It starts from the beginning. Because this type of talk leads to a Malik Yoba situation where it's like, hey, I like all women. So when you go and ask him, well, have you ever been with a man? No, I've only been with women. Because you want to know why? He includes trans women as a part of women. So you just got to stop right there. You have to stop that. And when it comes to the demonizing as far as black trans and all that, please miss me with this nonsense. Once again, the LGBT, what do they try to do? Use black history. It's the same thing Democrats try to do. They use our history for the benefit of everyone else. Every other group, they use our history to benefit. That is some demented, twisted, demonic behavior, a lineage of evil. That's what that is. When you try to, as far as to use this, I forgot, intersectionality with it's black and it's trans, and it's, miss me with that nonsense. Miss me with that nonsense. Please miss me with that nonsense, because nobody in the black community or anything is demonizing trans people. Nobody is doing that, okay? All we're asking is that, hey, you leave us alone. All right, if you're a trans woman, you go ahead and live your truth, whatever it is that, that means nowadays. Go ahead, just leave me alone. All right, because some of them believe it's a sense of privacy to let the person know that they're a trans woman. And I've heard people say this in interviews and whatnot, where they're like, hey, it's my business, that I'm trans. I don't need to tell you. And it's like, well, you'll be intimate with this person, whatnot, and then not tell them. That's how you go, to heaven. It's as simple as that. That's how you get yeeted. It's that. You want to know the quickest way to get yeeted is doing some funny business like that. Because everyone is very cool, especially black people. We are more than inclusive. We are too inclusive. That's why we're in the predicament we're in right now. Because we're all like, oh, yeah, let's come together right now over me. Except over me, it was on us. That's the problem. Everyone was stepping on us to come together with everyone else. It was just nobody wants to come together with me. Oh, okay, well, yay, America. That's the problem we're dealing with. So I am just, I'm flabbergasted, bro. I'm flabbergasted because then he brings up Chevy, this person, this black trans who was unfortunately, fatally wounded in Atlanta.
Which brings me to a point. There was this trans man that just got his life taken away from him in Atlanta, named, I think they called him Chevy. And I recognize that it's something about being black and trans that make y'all always jump to these old boogeyman, grandiose type of actions.
And I look up the story. Story's 2 days old. The story's 2 days old. They don't know what happened to this trans man, okay? They have no idea. All right, but yet he tried to use that as like a jump off point, right? Like a trampoline to talk about the violence against trans and everything, bro. This is foolishness. This man needs to be canceled. He needs to be canceled or he needs to be corrected. It's as simple as that. This is goofy talk. This is absolute goofy talk by the white liberal progressive. That's what this man sounds like. He is a white liberal progressive in a black man in dread face. That's what he is. That is, you can miss me with that nonsense all the way. Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. Whether or not you believe Lucas, you gotta give him a chance. He has some great takes. He's a good guy. He's really conscious. He knows what's going on. Or if you have to believe, yeah. Sure, all that can be true, but this is the second, crap take that I've come across, all right? I don't consume his content, but this is the second trash take that I've come across. And the only reason why is I see it on my feed. Because I'm like, what is this foolishness? What? Look, anyways, all right. If you happen to disagree with this video, you're more than welcome to call in during Disagreement Day, which is typically held Friday through Sunday. Lucky for you, that's today. And we'll duke it out. Either or, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. Is he on the right path, all right? Are we suffering from a heteronormativity in this country, all right, when it comes to black trans and everything? Or is this man cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, all right? Absolute cuckoo. Feel free to subscribe and share and all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys, be amazing. It hurts my brain sometimes. It hurts my brain.